our thematic bundle on evaluation and assessment, it's part of our goals. Goal number one is certainly a validation of our curriculum documents. What's going to be very important is that we have developed pre-tests and post-tests for students entering immersion or the core instructional programs which need to be developed. Pre-tests certainly are a critical element to know where students are at. Post-tests, once concept has been taught, to know where students have gone in terms of their learning. Research methods of evaluation will be explored from other organizations or institutions. We can look at, for example, the French immersion and core French methods of evaluation that can be applicable. Use of the Sask learning templates for curriculum evaluation. We need to evaluate our curriculum as we develop it. The templates will be modified, they can be adapted, they can be validated by a First Nation Language Center of Excellence, either La Ronge or Onion Lake. We need to certainly obtain a significant amount of feedback from the pilot teachers, where evaluation of the document will be completed by these pilot teachers during and at the end of the pilot. And these need to be submitted to our First Nation Language Center of Excellence, who are developing the curriculum, so that modifications, adjustments, and renewals can be made according to the assessments of these pilot teachers.
Nui tato skema au kanige ka usita chik masnaigana ka pachita ito hene awasa ka kiskenoma chikom immersion program kaitame. Ye pepi squat manuma tansige switi hi chikoge kiskenoma gewak ka kiskenoma chiko awasa kane hio kiskenoma chik. Amma ka gi mamo piaute ye kwame gi mam skutama. Tato ka giskanamo atiko he awasa ka ne hio giskanamo atiko the immersion program. Egunan he etatipu tamama ni mate egota tako atik tako wichi go chakawia kapi te ko ka kamia chiki go makan to ita kusita it awaso go sita it egunan he wiana ekta wita to ske mate egunan ni wiaka musita ewas kwache gutta kawita to skem gochek kutak ni naman inute en to ichka te ko momato makam paita awiak kapam ka giuge to muta tas kuts manom te patskane ego ta kapam ka giuge te ko kapam achamustage ki ko miosita ya ki tanso mes pai ko matwe ka ni hio kiskanama chakawasak tanse se mam skuta migi go tansiki go ese tapasta ka giskenama ge ye komina awiak manik ten toimi te ko magapam si to skaget ka pama chmostaget tani tanso mes mi asini umani hewe wen ka giskenama ge kutak minam curriculum consultant mani sigasu ekwana minen en tawi te kapam gagiu ge tum tas kuchu magau sita o tamas negana atito ge op me communities we wa egona me apachita chik we sta ene hio kiskanamo achik apomina we wa se kai speaks ko chikoma egwa ma we wa kiskanamo achik ego tas kuchu kami tipya kami mis ko tas ta chik pics ko onoma we wa te gauchi chik ex we are is mis ko tas ta chik ego mine ento ektamina auya kotak mana kapamute kapamuiche hato he kapachi taito magausita ya ego na ne wista kawiche hat kamamis ko tas taita pu apu chimina kismoyi ko imiosi ko magapet mostagwa ego nisnan ka ko mis ko tas ta ya so kawichi ta ya ma kagiskenoma ge op memina.
Well, there's several things that are planned. One of the first things is working with teacher education programs in terms of developing teacher ed programs that major in a First Nations language. So people come out of with a Bachelor of Education degree with a major in Cree, teaching Cree language or being fluent and literate in Cree. And in Dene, this would be for all First Nations languages, but we're going to focus first on Cree and then move to the other languages. So that's one thing, is to have teachers trained so they can teach well in Cree. The other thing, of course, is the continuing development of curriculum for Cree immersion and also for the instructional program. Those are two things. And some ongoing research or developing some research and to discover or to learn what are the key Cree words that people use. And then, of course, we'll move into different areas, the kinds of language you use on the land when you're hunting a moose or a bear or whatever, or when you're out fishing and doing different things, the language that goes with the land-based activities. Because traditionally, of course, we're land-based people, and we've become much more urban now. So we need to rediscover that language so we can bring it into the schools and hopefully do activities also that are land-based. So that's another thing that we're going to be doing in terms of curriculum development and research. It's very complex because we need to sit and think about what do we do first. And obviously one of the things we need to do fairly quickly is get a teacher education program in Saskatchewan that allows for teachers to learn to be fluent and literate in their languages. And right now we don't have that. So the thing is, how can we do some of these things? It's not possible if you don't have the teachers who can do it. You know, it's okay to have a wonderful curriculum that's created by really creative and good people. But if you don't have any to teach it, then it's just paper. That's all it is. And so again, there's many different things that need to happen here. One of the most critical partnerships that we haven't really started working on yet is those with universities, with U of S, with U of R, with NORTEP, with SUNTEP, with ITEP. There's several Indian teacher education programs in Saskatchewan. Unfortunately, none of those Indian teacher ed programs teach teachers how to teach in their first language, in First Nations languages. So again, there's different partnerships that are more, well, I shouldn't say more critical, but are really important for this whole thing to be successful. And again, to me, one of the key ones is teacher ed programs, is to develop relationships with those universities that are authorized to create teacher ed programs that have a First Nations language as a major, that they can actually do it. I believe the allocation time that's set aside now is not sufficient for children to learn Cree. And one of the things we need to do that needs to be done fairly quickly is research needs to be done in terms of the amount of time people need in terms of classroom time to learn a language. Of course, there's all kinds of language programs happening now. There's Spanish classes, German classes, French classes. There's all kinds of different classes being taught. And so what we need to do is do some research again quickly to figure out how much time is needed to be able to bring a child who starts the instructional program, say, in kindergarten, and by the time they reach grade 4 or 5, to what level do we want them speaking Cree? And again, this is a thing where research needs to be done. And that's one of the things that we'll be doing, is doing research to find out how much time we actually need. Right now, we simply know we need more time. We've been told so many times by elders that we need to work together. It's easier said than done, of course, for people to be able to work together. The partnership now, like the two main partnerships, or the two main players in the partnership, Lac La Ronge Indian Band and Onion Lake First Nation, that part of the partnership is working very, very well. Now, of course, there's other partners going to be coming in, and that's one of the things we've talked about, is establishing some kind of agreement that when you come into the partnership, these are the things you're willing to do. And that's something that we need to work on fairly quickly, is this memorandum of understanding. When you join the partnership, this is the kind of commitment you're willing to give to the programs.
Mene interi tamak tu wisugi pating no so machiu no. Ko mene kitemi no tatu kiti tani no. Tagu mama ya tawi chi to agawi ta pasiguna mak. Big screen me tagu moda tatsu awas. O anos me acho que na matu mo gaiachi. O to tu está da se cuida tatsu. Tati me da tsu awas o te ni. Você